Hi guys. So recently I have been asked to do a video to show the products that I use to help manage my chronic migraine, my fibromyalgia, and my lower back pain due to spinal stenosis and degenerative facet joint disease, which I have in the L3 and L4 areas of my spine. For the past 4 years, I have chosen to forego Western medicine. Um, I have been dealing with migraine for 29 years now, and for the first 25 years of that has been on multiple medications to no avail. Um, I've come to the end of that journey and I picked up a new journey to where I want to stop putting band-aids on my migraine and any other chronic pain or even mental health issues that I have or that I live with, and start healing my entire self, including spirit, mind, and body. And part of that includes using supplements, essential oils, and other non-medical or as few prescription medications as possible, which isn't an easy thing to do. It's not for everybody. You have to be really ready mentally to take this step because it's really difficult in the beginning. And it's more than just getting off your meds and using over-the-counter naturopathic, homeopathic ways to manage your pain. You have to be willing to change your diet and your lifestyle. It is a lifestyle change. So eliminating foods and sugar and other foods that aren't necessarily healthy for you is something that you have to really think about and see if you're really willing to let go of certain things, especially if you've been used to eating particular foods or drinking particular things for years. So for myself, I don't eat gluten, and I avoid soy, dairy, and I try not to indulge in too much sugar. Sugar is a trigger for me for my migraine, so I really don't eat a lot of sweets. But if I do use sugar, I always buy organic, and I use maple syrup a lot, and I use raw honey or organic honey if I can't get my hands on any raw honey. So those are the ways that I try to manage and control how much sugar that I ingest or put into my food. The other side of that is, how do I manage my pain in a preventive way that doesn't include taking a pill or multiple pills every day? And I'm going to show you some things that have worked for me. First off is my neurostimulator. I have a generator in my chest here, and I have leads that go up my neck and across my forehead under the skin over the supraorbital nerves. And this is what I use to turn it on. This is my programmer or my remote, and I can access it, turn it on, turn it off, and change my programs wirelessly. So this is the antenna, so I don't have to always put it up to my chest. And I just put it over the generator or the battery, and I press this black sync button, and there you can see I have it turned on. So that lets you know my stimulator is on, what the battery is, how much battery is left, and this is the battery for the programmer. And right now I have it on program G, and that's the strength of how high I have it turned up. So I usually have that on every day, and sometimes I don't. It depends on what's going on with me physically. Sometimes I don't need to use it as much as others, but I typically tend to leave it on every day. So that's my first barrier, or my first level of prevention, is my neurostimulator. I also have gone back to Botox. I first tried it 5 years ago, and I had about 4 different treatments. So that's over a period of 9-12 months. I've had 4 treatments of Botox, which did not help. me at all. I always wound up with the worst migraine and a really bad stiff neck for a couple of days and still extremely chronic. But now that my mind and my body is in a different place, I decided to give it one more shot. I really don't have anything to lose. So if it works, great. If not, well, at least I gave it a second chance. So I recently went through my second round of Botox, and I really believe that it's helping. It's more precise, the way the injections are given. The first time I went, I got maybe about 50 or 60 injections. It was ridiculous. Just all across my scalp, my forehead, my shoulders, my neck, the occipital area. It was just everywhere. So everything was just really tense and tight, and it was not pleasant. And I gave that 4 shots, 4 attempts. And this time around, it's very simple. You get about 3 or 4 injections in your forehead, each temple side and each occipital area. So I'm okay with that. I think it's helping. I still range between 10 to 20 migraines a month. It depends on the season, depends on my stress level. It depends on different, factors. Usually environmental triggers are what causes the amount of migraines I have per month to go up. I don't have much control over that, so it fluctuates. But I believe the more that I continue with the Botox, the more results that I will see further down the line. So that's my second level of prevention. My third level of prevention is taking certain supplements. Now, this is what is recommended from my neurologist. Please speak with your neurologist, your pain management specialist, or your migraine specialist before attempting to take any supplements. Just because they are herbs or vitamins does not mean that it will not interact with your current medication. So make sure that you get the okay from your doctor before trying something that can cause an adverse reaction with your other medication. So with that being said, first is magnesium citrate, and I take this twice a day, and this has about 400 milligrams of magnesium in each tablet. So I take this twice a day, and that also helps with my fibromyalgia. And Butterbur I take twice a day, and this is, I believe, 200 milligrams also. Well, it's 50 milligrams twice a day, so that's 100 milligrams total per day. And CoQ10, which is also twice a day, and that's 200 milligrams total. It's 100 milligrams each. So that's my third level of prevention. And I think it works pretty well for me, along with really managing my food triggers and avoiding those as much as possible and trying to stay healthy. Water. Stay hydrated. I try to drink about 3 or 4 of these a day. I'm running a little late today. It's already 1 o'clock and I'm still drinking my first one. I started late. But I try to get 3 of these in a day. This is about 20 ounces. You are supposed to drink half of your body weight in ounces of water per day. So you could do the math depending on how much you weigh. You divide that in half, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking every day. So that, you could say, is kind of my fourth level of prevention. Staying hydrated is extremely important. So what do I do when I have a migraine? How do I stop the pain? Well, this neurostimulator is another way of helping me manage the pain, as well as being a type of prevention for it. It also can help tone down the pain by masking it with a vibration or, some other type of sensation rather than pain. It doesn't always work, especially when it's really severe, but that's my first level of abortive. My second level of abortive is just a cocktail of your over-the-counter Tylenol, ibuprofen, and Benadryl. That usually helps. If that doesn't work, I have another over-the-counter medication which was developed by a neurologist who suffers from migraine, and it's called Alsanil. I don't know if you can see. It's a nasal spray, and it's basically capsaicin or pepper spray, along with ginger and some other natural ingredients. And what you do is you spray it into one nostril, usually the side in which you have the migraine. And I'll tell you, it's very unpleasant. It's very uncomfortable, and it hurts the first time you do it. The more you use it, the more you get used to it, but it doesn't make it less painful. I don't enjoy taking it or using it, but after about 5-10 minutes, usually the migraine is gone. So I can't knock it. Just if you're willing to put up with a few minutes of uncomfortability and irritation and lots of blowing of your nose and your eyes tearing up really bad, then give it a shot. This ranges to be about $30 to $35 a bottle. Very few pharmacies carry these. You can buy it online at Alsanil's website. I'll put the link in the description. There's also a pharmacy locator on their website, so you can see if there's a pharmacy in your state. I happen to be close enough to the one pharmacy in the state of Virginia that carries this, and it is about like a 40-minute drive for me. So if I'm happy to drive up that way, I'll just grab a bottle. There's that. And another thing I use is liquid feverfew, and I've purchased this at my local Wegmans grocery store, which has a really awesome natural marketplace where they have tons of great natural products, organic products, gluten-free products, lots of essential oils and things of that nature. So it's a really great place for me to go that's convenient. If you're close to a Whole Foods or Trader Joe's, Whole Foods more so, you should be able to find these types of products in Whole Foods. Or you can probably go to Amazon.com because they have everything. But feverfew, I put this in a turmeric tea that I drink, which is ground turmeric, ground ginger, black pepper, and organic honey or raw honey mixed together, and it makes kind of like a paste. And you just put a teaspoon of that in a cup of hot water, like 8 ounces of water, with a squeeze of lemon, or if you have lemon essential oil, which I have, put about a drop of lemon essential oil in that, and I put a dropper full of feverfew in it, and that will help knock the migraine down. It takes the edge off. It does not knock the migraine out completely, but it helps take the edge off in a natural way. And another essential oil, blend of essential oils that I use is from doTERRA, and this is a morphine balm. And basically it's fractionated coconut oil with marjoram essential oil, lemongrass essential oil, and frankincense essential oil. And you mix it together yourself, and I have it in this roller applicator, kind of like what you see for fragrances and things like that. But you can roll it on any area that you're feeling pain. It just really does help. I especially love putting this in my scalp because, like a lot of people who suffer from fibromyalgia and migraine, chronic migraine, you have cutaneous allodynia. So the touch of anything on your face, your skin, your scalp is just treacherous, and it just hurts all the time. And it feels like somebody is trying to pull your hair out and you're not even touching your head. So with that being a very sensitive area, especially during a migraine attack, I just roll this around my scalp, my temples, and the occipital area if that's bothering me, and even in my shoulders because I have a bit of cervical pain here and inflammation. So I'll roll that on there as well. And that is something else that really, really, really helps. And to combat nausea that comes along with migraine, ginger is my best friend. I have these ginger chews, which I get at Wegmans, and you can also purchase these online, I believe. Another great spot to find really good ginger candy is any local Asian market. I have one that's about 20-30 minutes away from me. It's huge, and they have all kinds of ginger candies and ginger teas, and it's awesome. So when I'm in that area, I purchase those, but if not, I just get these Reeds. And Reeds also makes a ginger beer. It's not that strong. It's a little bit on the sweet side, but that's also something that you can have in your repertoire dealing with migraine. And just recently, I noticed the BJ's in my area carries a big case of Reed's ginger beer. So the next time I'm going, I'm going to grab a case of that because it's great to have. Except my kids like ginger and they'll drink it up, so I have to be careful with that. I also have doTERRA ginger oil. So if I run out of ginger tea, which I try to keep in the home, I will just get a cup of hot water and put a drop of ginger and a drop of lemon oil and drink that, and that helps. And caffeine works for me in small doses. So I have in my bedside stand dark chocolate covered espresso beans, which I got at my local Aldi store. This was, I think, like $2.49 or $3 or something like that for this. So like one or two of these will kind of help kind of give that little kick of caffeine that I need, especially with taking natural prevention medications, if you want to say. This helps give it a little added boost. So that's what I use for my migraine. For fibromyalgia, which thankfully has been pretty much in remission ever since I've started this journey 4 years ago, but it does flare up at times. So what I use is magnesium. Magnesium is my best friend, and I have 3 different forms of magnesium. Besides the supplement that I take daily, I have 3 other forms of magnesium. The first is MagMax. It's a magnesium cream, and it's made by Pain and Stress Center, and I'll put the info in the description where you could find it. I usually buy about 3 jars of this at a time, and whenever anything's flaring up, causing me a lot of aches and discomfort, I'll slather that on, and I will usually put that on right before I'll take a bath, and I take an Epsom salt bath. So I just got this big bag from Walmart, and I put about a cup of this in a hot bath, along with some lavender essential oil, a couple of drops of that, which really helps to soothe and ease your body and your mind at the same time. And that really helps, and I'll soak for about 15 minutes to 30 minutes depending on how achy I am, and that just really does the trick for me, especially if I'm expecting to do something really strenuous or do a lot of moving around the next day. I try to do that as a prevention the night before, and it just helps to pull, the magnesium helps to pull all that achiness and all those toxins out. So the next day, I really don't have so many issues with my body. So that really helps. Another form of magnesium that I love is this Ancient Minerals Magnesium Oil. It's a spray, and this works wonders. About 8 sprays gives you about 100 milligrams of elemental magnesium on your skin. It can sting a little bit, and they recommend wiping it off after about 10-15 minutes, but I don't do that. It doesn't bother me. And it helps soften your skin also. But I use this when I need something really instantaneously, as highly absorbable. So I have issues with my feet. I have arthritis in my big toes. They cause a lot of pain sometimes. So my feet will cramp and just get really painful. So I'll do a combination of 8 sprays per foot with a couple drops of lavender oil. And then I put my feet in these beauties by NatureCure, which I love. And these are great. They come with gel packs, which you can either use hot or cold. And I prefer moist heat on my feet when it comes to fibromyalgia pain, I don't use ice. I use moist heat all the time. Um, and I just slip these on. I warm them up in the microwave first. And I slip these on for a good 10-15 minutes. And my feet are just singing praises to me. So this is an awesome product. And I'll put the information in the description for these as well. Now, when it comes to my spinal stenosis and the degenerative joint disease I have in my spine, I don't take any pain pills for that. I did not choose to go along with the steroid injections. When I was first diagnosed with this back pain, the first place I was sent was to pain management and to schedule steroid injections in my lower spine. And I'm not a big advocate for that. When I had my children, they were all natural. I just don't like the idea of a needle in my back. So I was very apprehensive about that. And this is during my journey on this new path to natural healing. So this is like very invasive. It's not FDA approved. And will it really help me? I don't know. So I went to my naturopath and I spoke with her. And I told her about, my apprehension about it, and just my gut was telling me just not to go ahead with it. And she said, we can combat this through natural means. And she told me to increase my protein intake. And she gave me a certain supplement to take, which I don't have anymore because this was about over a year ago. And then I opted for physical therapy, 6 weeks of physical therapy. And I tell you, I really don't have to take any strong pain medication for my back. It will bother me if I sit long periods of time. But it's pretty manageable at this point. I try to stay flexible and limber. I try to stretch it out. I do come from a ballet background. I danced for like 13 years. So my body still has that muscle memory, which I think might be the reason why I have spinal stenosis now, because this injury is common in ballet dancers and golfers because we're bending over a lot. But it's been pretty manageable, and the magnesium helps a lot with that. My essential oils help. And I have one more essential oil product from doTERRA, which is their Deep Blue. It comes in an oil blend and in a rub. I don't have any more of the oil blend, but the rub is just as great. My daughter loves this. It's great for her abdominal cramps. It just works wonders for her. And for any type of aching ailment that you have, this is awesome stuff. So I really recommend the Deep Blue rub or the blend oil. You can use both, just a drop of the oil and a little bit of the rub. It goes a long way. So it's a good investment. You don't need as much. But I'll rub that on my lower back. And another product I have from NatraCure is this back compression belt. And I wrap this around my back. And on the inside, there's like a bladder that you can pump with air to give as much pressure against your lower back as you need. There's also a space here for a gel pack. I have it in the freezer because with my back pain I use ice or cold. And I'll put that here, but you could also use it with heat. So you can heat the gel pack in the microwave if you prefer heat for your pain versus cold. But I like to use cold on my back. Heat works also, but when my back is bothering me, so if I'm standing in the kitchen cooking for a long period of time or doing chores, I'll wear this, and this helps alleviate that back pain. So that supports my back. It keeps those discs in place so that they're not moving around so much, and keeps me a lot happier and healthier in the long run. So NatraCure has some great products for people who like natural pain relief. So that's pretty much it. Anytime I come across anything new, and I give it a try and find that it works for me, I will definitely share it. I hope this has enlightened some of you to look at other options, but always do so with your medical team. Your health care, you're your biggest advocate for your health care. And it will not work if everybody on your team is not on board. All of my doctors are on board with my approach to healing. I don't get any gripes. Everybody's really cooperative and they're really excited and feel really good that I'm choosing this as opposed to being heavily reliant on medication. So I'm blessed in that area. I have huge support from my family, my husband, my kids. So, taking this step really wasn't that difficult. It's just really tough to transition from a certain lifestyle of being on medication and living with chronic pain into one where you kind of have less options and aren't always reliant. So talk about it with your doctors, with your family. Really sit and think, is this something that you're willing to do? A lot of these products you could just purchase and use, like the rugs and the oils and the magnesium. Those are just tips and things that help me, and they may help you also. So that's about it, guys. So if I come across anything else, I will definitely share. And again, I will have all the links to the products in the description. And please comment, please share, please let me know what works for you. If you also choose to manage your chronic pain in a natural way, I'm open to hearing other people's suggestions and success stories. So please share, please comment, and thanks. And I'll talk to you guys soon.